Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your November love reading. We're doing another candlelight session. Many of you told me to do the candlelight again in the comments and when I spoke to you for your private readings. So, candlelight tarot again. We're going to see what's happening in the month of November for you with this card here, with this deck here. And then we're going to pull a moon card for you because there's a very significant full moon happening in Taurus. That is going to be affecting people very deeply on a personal level in terms of romantic relationships, family, home life. So I just want to pull a moon card to get an idea of what you might be going through or how that full moon may be affecting your love life for those of you who are drawn to this video, Taurus. Let's go ahead and see Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is happening for you in love in November 2019? All right, my darlings. I'm also going to be incorporating bells into this week's reading. So I'm just feeling guided to do that. I'm going to be channeling. So I'm going to be channeling a lot of messages, and that's why I want to be working with the bells. So it might be a little different for those of you who watch my videos. So first and foremost here, I just want to make sure I don't have it backwards or upside down. That's one thing about the candlelight tarot. It might be a little hard to see. All right, my darlings, 5 of Cups, Taurus. Emotions are going to be high. They're going to be high in November, and so there may be some disappointment, some dissatisfaction that's happening for you in your love life in November. Understand, Taurus, this is not a negative thing. This is not something for you to be upset by or discouraged by, but your eyes are being open to what needs to be changed in your love life. Spirit is showing you what is not quite right or what is not fulfilling so that changes can begin to be made. It's going to be very important for you at this time to attempt to focus on what is going well, where there are good things, where you can build upon. Taurus, it came up very strongly in the CROSSWATCHER video that some of you are just very much in this energy of wanting big change in love life. And in last week's weekly forecast, Taurus, it came up that some of you were very much wanting to end things or wanting to walk away from a situation. And so some of you may be tempted in November to walk away. Those of you that you have many years invested, or this is someone where you're feeling conflicted about the relationship, 5 of Cups asks you to try to focus on the positive and the good. In other words, there may still be a chance to save a relationship. There may still be enough to work upon to try to salvage and to build upon what you have. For some reason, and this is not a feeling I typically get with 5 of Cups, Taurus, but I do feel issues of pride maybe arising or rising up. Taurus, I feel something happened before November. Those of you in an existing relationship that caused this person to feel some resentment towards you because you called something out like it is. Okay, you called something out like it is. I don't think it was wrong of you to do this, but definitely now there's this energy of having to build upon it. Like maybe reassure this person that there are other very good things about them. What you do like about them, and try to build from there instead of focusing on the negative or on the complaints. Taurus, this full moon energy that's coming in November is going to be very intense, and some of you are going to be very tempted to drink or to bury yourself in work or to be with your friends or just do things to shut yourself off or shut yourself down emotionally. Don't do that. This is a make it or break it moment for you, Taurus, in love in November. You have a chance here to bring about really positive long-term changes. If you're somebody that you've been single for a very long time, you know, and you have these emotions and this dissatisfaction coming up with the Taurus full moon in November, you may be tempted to just give up and say, you know what, I'm done with love. It's never going to happen for me. Five of Cups is saying, don't do that. Don't do that, because something will be coming in. Something will be coming in. And as we move on through the other cards, we'll see what's coming in, Taurus. But Five of Cups is asking you, do not throw in the towel just yet. It may be too premature. It may be too early to give up on love or give up on a specific person or write somebody off. It may not be the time to give up just yet. Okay, this full moon is going to be bringing up a lot of your dissatisfaction, but understand it's being shown to you so that things can change, so that things can improve. Next, my darlings, we have here card number 15. This is a major arcana card. This is the Devil. Taurus, you need to be cautious. You need to be very, very cautious, because some of you are feeling very tempted. This is going to apply in different ways, and I'll explain how it's going to apply in different ways for different ones of you. Some of you are very tempted to leave an existing relationship, and it could be because somebody else is looking better to you. You need to be cautious, because this could be purely lust. This could be purely physical. And your eyes are going to be open so that you're beginning to see ways in which maybe, excuse me, you are being seduced or you are being deceived by this person that is tempting you. Some veil is being lifted. Something is being uncovered. The truth about a person or a karmic soulmate will be revealed. Those of you looking for love, Taurus, you must be cautious at this time, because you have a couple of different energies coming in. For some of you, a karmic will be returning and trying to pull you back in, because you're so close to this shift of manifesting a higher love. And the karmic, the shadow flame, does not want to see you ascend in your energy and to be with a higher soulmate. So they may come at you with full force and really try to pull you back in to that toxic relationship again. For other ones of you, Taurus, you must be careful in November, because I do feel love is coming, but that negative ego is coming up and telling you all these terrible things in your head about why you don't deserve it, or why it's not going to work out for you, or, you know, why, you know, just like give up, give up, give up, give up. This is the negative ego. So I want you to understand something, Taurus. The louder this voice is, the closer you are to change. Don't believe it. Don't give into it. Don't listen to that lying voice. You are worthy of love. It's not too late. There is someone out there for you. That person is coming in. I feel, Taurus, that in November, because of this full moon that's coming in, a lot of you are going to be very, very emotional. And, you know, people might even be saying that you're being too sensitive about situations or issues. There could be arguments that are coming up, or this is a time, Taurus, that some of you are doing a lot of projecting. Like there's things that maybe you don't feel good about yourself, or you're feeling insecure, or you're worried, and you're kind of accusing your love interest or your partner for looking at you in that way. And they're not even looking at you in that way. They're not even judging you like that. But it's because you're judging yourself that you're projecting that on other people. It's a lie. It's not the truth, Taurus. I feel that there is some kind of generational block, or some kind of personal block, or past life, lower vibrational attachment or connection that is blocking you from finding love. And I feel this Taurus full moon card, and maybe some of you have a partner but you just don't feel love, so blocking you from finding love or feeling loved. And I feel this Taurus full moon that's coming in November, it's going to be released. And that's why it's being so negative. That's why it's so loud and trying to discourage you and tell you that, you know, it's hopeless or to give up or there's nobody out there or things are never going to work out. Because it's so close to being cast out that if it can bring your energy down low enough, then it can reattach to you again. Don't let it reattach to you again, Taurus. This is a time for you to seek out meditation, a prayer, you know, whatever brings you into your zen, whatever brings you into your joy. Those of you that have had cycles or patterns where you've had really hot and heavy connections with people, but they haven't committed, or they haven't wanted more of a relationship, or they've been in and out of your life and they don't stay but they don't go, you're breaking that cycle. You're going to finally break that cycle, but it's up to you not to give in to that negative voice, that judgment. Don't assume that you know what other people are thinking about you, okay? Because nobody is a mind reader. Nobody's a mind reader. Not even tarot readers read minds, okay? So you can't assume that people are just automatically thinking negatively of you. That is the negative ego trying to get you to keep people out because it doesn't want the heart chakra to open up and expand. It doesn't want you to let love in, and it doesn't want to lose its attachment on you. But that full moon wants to come in and release you from it. So be strong, be in your spiritual connection, because I feel, Taurus, many of you are about to release and get rid of a massive love block. Some of you may even physically feel like you can feel it physically leaving you. That's how intense it's going to be. Your next card here is the High Priestess. Taurus, this card is coming up for you guys in several different readings. You're taking back your power. You're taking back your power. When I see the High Priestess, you're going through a massive spiritual awakening and chakra clearing. The chakras are opening up and aligning. Your spiritual gifts are on point. And as a result, you are going to be very magnetic. You're going to find that you're receiving a lot of attention from people. And you may even not have even changed all that much about you. But for some reason, you're like, wow, these people are just kind of coming out of nowhere, showing interest or pursuing me. Understand something, Taurus. A lot of you are going to find in the beginning stages of your High Priestess energy that you are attracting a lot of broken people. It's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because as you're connecting with this higher self, as you're connecting with this spiritual healing energy, it is just making people that need that healing find you so irresistible and be so attracted to you that they're just rushing. They're rushing towards you. You may even find that some people are pursuing you persistently. You're telling them, no, I'm not interested, but like they just want to keep trying to win you over. So it's going to be a busy time. You're going to find that people are being very drawn to you. Be cautious and be careful, Taurus, who you let in physically, because when you're in High Priestess mode and there's some people that are broken or in need of healing, that are really like trying to be in bed with you, they may latch onto you energetically, and it can create like this really draining energy cord where they're just kind of, you know, connected to you spiritually, energetically, emotionally, and even when you all aren't talking or seeing each other, they're pulling from your energy. Be aware of this, especially if you already have a partner and now you have all this attention coming at you. This is a good time to ask Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael to be with you and to kind of put protection around you so that only people with the right attentions can come in, or ask them to help you see and recognize, who wants to be with you for the right reasons. Just because somebody is pursuing you persistently, it doesn't mean that this is somebody who's going to be able to love you in a true and high vibrational way. Taurus, those of you that you are in a committed relationship, I'm sorry to say, I feel like with this High Priestess card, you might have someone that is pursuing you very persistently. And you might feel a strong connection, a strong attachment. And you may be very tempted to leave a partner of a very, very long standing time, because you feel, well, this must be my soulmate because this connection is so intense. But when I see the High Priestess, it says this is someone who, even though they're kind of obsessed with you, and even though there's this very passionate, intense connection, this person doesn't know how to make the relationship work with you in the everyday. When it comes to the practicality, they don't know how to make it happen. And that's where you're not satisfied, Taurus. You're wanting practicality. Especially in November, it's going to be coming up where you're like, I want stability in my life. I want commitment in my life. I want someone that I'm going to be able to depend on. I want a sense of home. And a lot of the times when the High Priestess comes up in a love reading, it says that there could be somebody that's really into you, really, really into you, but they don't know how to have that traditional relationship with you. They don't know how to take your two worlds and make them meet or make them work. So if you're tempted to walk away from a long, long relationship for this massive soul connection, understand and know that there's a good chance and a good probability that this person's not going to be able to move in with you or marry you or have a long-lasting relationship with you in a committed, making a life together kind of way. And if that is not worth the gamble for you, then I would say don't leave that other relationship. Because even though there's this intense connection and this person may be really, really into you, they don't know how to show up day in and day out. They don't know how to give you that everyday life together. They just see you as very magical and very mysterious, and you may be feeling like a bit of an escape for them. But you're not looking to be somebody's escape. You're looking to be somebody's companion, somebody's, partner. You're not looking to be a hiding place. Your next card here, my darlings, is Seven of Swords. This just confirmed what was coming up. This person is very into you. This person is pursuing you so very persistently, but they're not ready, my darlings. They're not ready to give you the commitment that you might be looking for or that you might be pursuing. This person knows what mask to put on to intrigue you, to entice you, to get your attention. But when it comes down to it, with Seven of Swords, my dear, they just simply want to get in your pants or get in your pockets or get in your pockets through your pants. They have selfish motives, okay? Especially if you're in that High Priestess energy. They're like, ooh, there's a whole lot of goodness here to just kind of eat up. So you need to know your worth. You need to know your value. You need to pay attention to the red flags. Somebody is being very convincing here, in a way coming off like, they might be more spiritual than they are, or that they're exactly the right person and they're what you're looking for. Really what it is they see your worth. They see your value. They want a piece of you, but they're not coming up in a way where they're ready to make the changes they need to be making or make the commitment they need to be making to you. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to have all of the benefits of you, but they're not doing the work. They're not doing the investment. And that's what this full moon is going to be about, Taurus. So understand this. For some of you, you've already made the decision and somebody is coming up that's kind of like testing you. Like, are you going to stick to your ground, or are you going to let this person trick you back into the same old pattern again? I hope that you won't get into that same old pattern again. In your cross-watcher video, my dear, for a lot of Taurus in the cross-watcher energy, like you're longing for somebody and you're wanting somebody back. And for some of you, maybe you're wanting a toxic person back. And you're going to have to be cautious about this, right? But what I believe is going to happen, Taurus, is that if you go for this temptation, this lower vibrational karmic, you're going to regret it. Then that's how you're going to be, baby, please come back, come back. I feel like some of you are risking losing a really great relationship because someone is coming in and tempting you. And then you're going to regret it and be like, baby, please, 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 please. That person may not be able to forgive you if you've given in. Okay, some of you might be realizing this has already happened, and you're thinking of an old love because you're realizing someone tricked you, somebody deceived you, somebody pulled you away from a good relationship, and you might be having that realization in November. If that happens, my dears, do not beat yourself up too much. Try to forgive yourself. Try to understand that you did the best that you knew how to do, and try to do what you can to send forgiveness and send healing energetically to the person you feel you may have walked away from. Okay? For some of you, you're going to have to make a decision about whether or not you're willing to forgive someone who's been unfaithful. I will say this, if that is the case, I don't feel like you're finding out about the infidelity in November. I don't feel the infidelity happens in November. I feel it's something you would have already known about. So, like in November, you would already know that this person has done that, or this person has had a history of that, and you're trying to make the decision, can I truly forgive it or no? Okay, I think loyalty is being tested in November for Taurus, and commitment is something that you're really looking at very, very seriously. Who you're wanting to commit to, who you're wanting to align with. Your next card here, my darlings, is card number 4, which is the Emperor. This is you taking care of business. This is you making a clear decision and taking action to make it happen. Taurus, some of you are dealing with having felt disrespected. And so you're kind of laying down boundaries here of what things are going to be like moving forward in an existing relationship. Some of you are deciding that you're needing a lot of space. And you're trying to explain to somebody that you want the relationship with them, but you also need to have alone time. You also need to have space. And that is something that you're trying to define with this person and with this love. Taurus, some of you are just coming into a no-nonsense kind of demeanor when it comes to love and relationships. You're not playing anymore. And so this is something that you're going to be starting to set in stone. I feel some of you are becoming more assertive in your relationships. And you're not making exceptions anymore. Maybe in the past you told a partner, you know what, this bothers me, and they change for a little bit and then it goes back to the old way all over again. You're not playing that game anymore. You're not doing that song and dance. You're holding them to it. So if this person said, oh, okay, you know, your Taurus says that, I'll be good for a little bit and then they'll forget about it and everything will be fine again. You're not forgetting about it this time. You're holding them to some accountability. But Taurus, understand that goes both ways. So you're coming in a way where you're taking more responsibility in the relationship and of your own actions. And you're stepping in to lead. You're stepping in and you're leading this relationship, or you're taking ownership of what you can do to make this relationship better. Okay? But also realizing that you need space. You need to have your life outside of the relationship. And that is one of the things that's going to be strengthening it. We're going to go ahead and take a look here at your moon card in this Taurus full moon to see what you need to know about the moon energy and how it may be affecting you in the month of November. And we have, my darlings, what do you need to release? The waxing moon. Okay. So this is drawing your attention. Even though we have a waxing moon card here, we have, this is the message more so on how this moon cycle is affecting you. Okay, and you may be feeling the full kind of brunt of that release that comes in with the full moon when the moon enters the next waxing stage. Okay, this is a really important time for you, Taurus, because the moon is coming in with a very permanent energy. This is a chance to make permanent changes in your love life, to break cycles that have been holding you back for decades and generations even down the family line. So it's a time for you to get very serious and very honest about what's not working for you and what are some things that you can take. Remember that Emperor card? What are some things you can do that you can take back power? What are some ways that you can make changes in your patterns or cycles or decisions or actions that's going to benefit your love life? I feel, Taurus, this full moon is calling you out to be honest. Honest about the things that you maybe do in a relationship that complicate the relationship, and also honest about how maybe you allow certain things to happen in relationships, or you maybe turn a blind eye to them sometimes. I just feel there's a sense of like just having like you're looking in between the lines. You're reading in between the lines here, and you're doing some investigation, some deep soul searching. This is going to be a powerful release for you, Taurus. Be patient with yourself. Make sure you're resting. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're, taking naps and sleeping well and eating well. It might not be a bad time to seek out an energy healer or to do sea salt baths or a sea salt scrub or things like that once a week for the next few weeks, because you're coming into a time of releasing things that have held you back for a very long time. It's time to make the shift. It's time to be honest, and it's time to choose. And you're going to release everything that's maybe caused you to be in the wrong choices from the past. This is when it shifts and comes into the better energy. All right, my darlings, I suggest you watch your moon sign, rising sign, or Venus love reading as well, and see what maybe resonates with you more. You may have felt like, well, maybe there's elements here, but it doesn't really completely totally resonate with me. Sometimes your Venus is going to resonate more in a love reading, or sometimes your moon might resonate more in a love reading. So you might want to check that out and see what's kind of what you piece together, and take the general readings and make them a little bit more personal in that way. I'm more than happy to give you a private reading. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of this video, it will take you to the scheduling page. I've got a lot of affordable options. You can go ahead and schedule there. I am going to be taking time off in November, so if you don't get a reading scheduled in the next couple of weeks, then you probably won't get in until December. And in December, it gets really busy because a lot of people start scheduling their 2020 readings, like the New Year readings, the 12-month forecast. I will do 12-month forecast videos in the next couple of weeks. And then I'll also offer private 12-month forecasts, but I'll let you guys know when that's available. I don't have that set up just yet, but December gets busy. So this might be a good time to get in a quick reading if you've been curious about it, because it might get really kind of busy later, and you might not be able to get in until December or January, just because of the time of year and stuff. But again, I hope the general reading was helpful for you. I'm more than happy to do the private reading if you'd like. I thank you so very much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I'm wishing you a fabulous November, Taurus.